Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Kate Beeders. Happy Monday from snowy Boston. I'm not going to bring my camera over for you guys to see because it's just snow and it's cold outside. I was already out taking my girl Callie for a walk. So good morning, welcome, and I'm excited to be here with you today. For those of you who are new, I'm mindset, money, and marketing expert, and I work with entrepreneurs and really help them accelerate their success by showing up in their brilliance. And this is a live stream I do every Monday, 8:30 in the morning Eastern, unless I happen to be traveling, and then there's no live stream. I've also started doing last week was the first, Thursdays at noon Eastern. And the reason I did that is I heard some of you were going, gee, 8:30 in the morning is pretty early for us on the West Coast. That's 5:30. So that's why I'm also doing one. It's a different topic, just so you know, so you can be on both. And it's a different topic on Thursdays at noon. And again, both will happen as long as I'm around and not traveling. So feel free, join in live, ask questions, share with your friends. And if you miss the live one, you can always go back to the page and listen to it. So I just want to make sure, first things first, make sure that this is actually showing up here. It's always a good thing to do. Let's see, where's my page? There we go. Alrighty, so that's a good sign. Okay, just always like to double check. It seems like the internet on cold, snowy days sometimes doesn't always work so fast. So, anyways, today is part 3 about how to reach your goals in 2017, and I'm really excited because just to kind of share with you, if you missed the first two, is that the first one we talked about. There's my girl. The first one we talked about how to, the first step, which is really setting a goal, setting a vision. Because when you follow the laws of attraction, you have to have a direction. You have to have a place you're going to. And, if you've ever heard me speak live, I use a lot of airline analogies. I was a flight attendant out of college. And it's like a plane. You can't just get on a plane and the pilots just take off. I mean, they have to have a destination or you're never going to get there. Otherwise, can you imagine just circling around till you run out of gas? Won't happen. So that's what we talked about. And believe it or not, I know that for a lot of you go, yeah, I've heard that, been there, done that. But the thing is that if you really knew how to do it, you would have already reached your goals. And I know for a fact most of you haven't. So that's why it's so important to take that first step and make sure you got it, you wrote it down, and all that good stuff. We talked about the freak out zone on Thursday's recent live stream, and that's really about when your fears and doubts and things start popping up. The freak out zone is something I've kind of named. It's part of my proprietary system, and this is when you rationalize, you stop yourself from doing things, and when fears and doubts, old stories, everything pops up. And there's my girl. Come here, Callie. Come here. She's crying, if you can hear her a little bit. So, anyways, today's topic, which I'm really excited about, is really about going back and taking a look at the goals you wrote, your vision you wrote, because I believe there's really 2 types that you can write. And the first is one that, oops, sorry, Callie, come here, honey, come here, come here. Well, I guess she's just going to have to wait. The first type is what I call more of a predictable type, and this is where you base it on what you think you can do, right? It's like, I know I can, I've already got one client, I know I can probably get another one. So it's a very predictable, it's a very rational type of goal, right? Like I can do this based on prior experience, based on what I know about who I am, what I've done in the past, what I'm doing, who I am, and all that stuff. So that's the first type, okay? I'm just going to take a sip of my smoothie. And cheers to all of you. I have my smoothies in the morning. I'm a creature of habit for things that work. So that's the first type. Now the other type is really the type where it's like, the bewitched type of goal. You've heard me use the reference to bewitched. The bewitched type of goal. It's got the imagination. It's about you being in your full brilliance. And so I want to ask you, when you wrote your goals last week, which was it? Was it one that was very predictable? Like, well, based on this year, it's like if I did $50, I could probably do $60. Was it that type of thing? Or it's like, if I did 50, man, I'm going for 250. Where were you in all this? Because what I want to just tell you about is what's going to happen. If you wrote one like, well, okay, I did 50, so now I'm going to go for 60. It's going to be a very predictable goal, okay? And it's a slow, steady type of goal, and that's okay. But if you went for the bigger one, the one where all the excitement is, the one that really just fully brings you alive, what is going to happen is that at some point you are going to go into your freak out zone. And that is because, and this is the big question for today, how much do you actually believe? How much do you believe you can reach your goal? So what very often happens is people will write this big goal, showing them up in their full brilliance, like I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and all these amazing things. But then all of a sudden they start doubting, can I really do this? Like, is it even possible? I don't know if I can, it's pretty big, it's pretty scary. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I should just go back to that little itty bitty amount. So what I want you to think about is, how are you setting yourself back? Which type of goal are you setting? And do you see how these things pop up and keep you stuck? So let me just see if you've got any comments so far. See this? I know I'm switching over to my business page. So I know some of you are still trying to find me over here. So if you're just joining us late, today is part 3 of how to reach your goals in 2017. And what the focus is really today is I want you to think about how much do you really believe? How much you believe that you can reach your goals? So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 like, I don't think so. Like, this doesn't sound possible. And 10 like, wow, I am going for it, man, it's going to happen. So what happens for a couple of mindset things, just to let you know, is that if you set this really amazing goal that you're super excited about, and all of a sudden the fears start popping up, what will very often happen is you'll get stuck, right? You'll get stuck, you'll get stopped. And it'll push you back to go into more itty-bitty type of goal, right? It's like, well, this is kind of big. I don't know if I can do it. So I'm going to just go back to this little itty-bitty goal. And you see, when you do that, that's just another form of you playing small. Now, what I've noticed with my clients is that, part of what happens is your confidence has to grow. This isn't just a confidence thing, so don't think, it's a matter of, having confidence or walking around with your hands on your hips in the Superman pose. I mean, that's great and all, but there's so much more to this. Because what I want you to think about is that what I've noticed with my clients is that every time they do this, their confidence muscles build. So the first time when they did a goal and they saw they could do it, and they got the help, they got my help to get them through the freak out zone, then next time they set their goal bigger. And then when the freak out zone happened, they got my help, they set the goal even bigger, and so on and so on. So now as they set goals, yep, are they getting scared? Yep. Are they getting excited? Yep. But they don't back down. Because what will happen for most people I see is that when you set that big goal and the first little thing happens, you go running back to the hills, right? And you can't reach your goals if you do that. You can't, because you're going to keep going backwards. What you have to understand is if you set that really exciting goal, the goal that you really want, the goal where your heart is, the goal where your passion is, you're going to have things come up that are going to stop you, that are going to scare you. But when you understand that and you have your mentor, someone like me or whomever your mentor is, to guide you through it, you'll be able to move and go forward. Okay? So I want you to think about that for a moment. Just see if there's any questions. Oops, go back to the page. So I want you to think about the message I'm going to leave you with today. Is I want you to think about when you're setting your goal, first of all, what type of goal is it? Is it a very predictable goal, or is it one where you're just full out showing up in your brilliance? Okay? And the second thing I want you to think about is, what are you going to do when you hit your freak out zone? Okay, so those are the challenges I want to leave you with today. So I would love for you to share this live video with your community, because this is something really important, because this is one of the major reasons that people don't hit their goals is they back right down, right? They set a big goal and then they back right down. And they do it over and over and over again, right? Until ultimately they say, you know what, why even bother? And then they stop even setting goals. I don't want that happening to you this year. I want you to be on track to reach your goals, to fully show up in your brilliance. So, share this with your community, and if you are looking for mentorship, if this is the goal, if this is the year that you're like, damn, I'm going to reach my goals this year, reach out, email my team, info@katebeeders.com, and let's talk about this, right? Let's figure out how to get you there and keep you on track, and also get you through that freak out zone. So everybody, I want to wish you a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Until then, be brilliant. Bye.